Okay, as a quick follow-up to what we did last time with lists and data validation, what I'm going to look at here is how to add specific athlete RMs and have your program change based on the athlete you want. So we're creating a bit of a database here on athletes' names and their 1RMs. Okay? So what I've already gone ahead and done is I've created a list based on these names. Okay? And I've put it here next to name. And what I'm going to show you how to do today is to use the match function and the index function. Okay, and what the match function does, if we look here, is the match function will return the row number or the position of what you're looking up. So in this match equation here, this formula, it's looking up the name D15, which is John, and I've told it to look it up in the RM rep max table name. Okay, and that is where the red is here. It's telling it to look up the RM table. That's what I've named this table. It's looking up under the header name for this and returning its location. So it's telling me it's in row 1 of this, okay? Now the other thing we need to look up is the category, okay? So if we go match, and now you see it's looking up at C17, so posterior. It's looking at the position of that up in the headers, okay? What is the position across the columns, okay? So I've written RM table hashtag headers, so that means it's looking up at the headers, and the 0 at the end just means it's looking for a specific match type. If I go back, you see less than, exact match, greater than, we want an exact match, okay? So that's what we're going to incorporate into what's called an index function. So we're not going to use HLOOKUP because we have more things that we need to look for. So what I'm going to briefly do here, I'm going to delete this, and I'm going to show you how to put it all together. So if we go equal index, index returns a value or reference of the cell at the intersection of a particular row and column in a given range. Okay, so that's where our match function is going to come in. Bracket. What's the array we're going to look for? Well, I know that I want to look at RM table. I've named my table. See the selected range? Now, comma, row number. We're going to go match. So we have a formula inside a formula here. We're going to say, what is the lookup value? Well, for the row number, we want the name. So there's the name, comma, lookup array, RM table. Okay. To this bracket, you'll see it'll list what I want it to do. Well, I want name. Okay. Close that. Match type. Exact match. That's a 0. Now you close that bracket. Now you'll see it's telling us again, we're still on row number, but once I put another comma, now it's column number. Now we use an additional match function. Okay. Our lookup value now is going to be the category name. Lookup array, we're going to go RM table. And this time, we're going to go hashtag or pound sign headers, or just double click here, and that'll bring it in. Okay. And now you see it's selected, comma. We want an exact match, bracket it, bracket again, and we're done. If I press enter, it will now bring John's 1RM that we are using for posterior chain exercises, 105. Now what happens if I change this to Jane? 85. And you see these values have changed. It's now looking row 2, column 8, and that changes. Now if we want to drag this down, we have to understand that we always want it to be column D for name or for category title, but we need to leave the row number free to vary as we drag it down. But if we look C17, or sorry, D15 is the name. So D15, we want it to stay on the column and on the row. And for C17, we just want to hold the column in place, but let the row number vary as we drag down. I'm going to press enter there, and I'm just going to drag this down. What we should see it's bringing all different RMs for us. So if I change to John, now it changes all John. So this makes it very easy to write a program and then vary it based on individual strength levels and percentages. If I drop these in, we'll get a prescription across. You obviously don't want this, but let's say everything's at 60% of RM. Oh, 6%, that's going to be an easy day. Right, and now change from John to Jane, and everything's changed, individualized to the person. So that's another way we can use Excel, and I'll make some more advanced ones as we go. Enjoy.